Hey there, Nancy here, and welcome back to another episode of Entrepreneur Rescue Mission. This week, we are digging into some really, really basic but important tips whenever it comes to really optimizing your LinkedIn profile. So, today I'm going to be sharing 4 different tips on some things that you should really focus on, whether you're just getting started on LinkedIn or you're looking to really optimize and update your current profile. But really, we're going to dig into some of these things so that you can show up as an expert in your industry and really, really hopefully help your LinkedIn profile shine. So let's dive right in. Well, actually, you know what? No, let me rewind it. Before we dive in, there's an important thing that we must cover. Scott, my husband, Scott Aaron, an expert LinkedIn trainer, he will be doing a workshop from June 10th to June 15th. So it's a 5-day workshop. It's actually one of the best workshops that he puts on. Quite honestly, I mean, the value that we've had people get out of this workshop is absolutely mind blowing. I mean, we've had people booking calls, having sales calls, messaging, posting content, all kinds of great things. So he's doing the Amateur to Expert workshop, and you can check that out and register. Again, it's going to be on June 10th. You can go to thetimetogrowcom/workshops to go and register. Definitely highly recommend checking it out, guys. I mean, there's no other workshop that's going to give you this much value for free. So definitely check it out. So now let's dive in. Okay. So when we talk about optimizing your LinkedIn profile, right, it's not just, simply going on, setting up your profile, and then, just putting a couple basic things in there. We really want to add some more meat and potatoes to really help make sure that it sets you apart as the expert in your space and really showcases you in the way that you should be showcased, right? You're showing up on LinkedIn, you want to build that know, like, and trust. You want to get yourself out there as the expert and really show up in a professional and authentic way. So, the first tip that we really recommend whenever it comes to optimizing your profile is to update your profile picture. Okay, so make sure that you have a nice professional, right? It shouldn't be like just a really goofy looking selfie, unless obviously that applies to your business. But you want a professional picture that, showcases you. You want to make sure also to update your banner behind your picture. So I can't tell you how many times I've searched for people and I can just tell someone's not really active on LinkedIn if they don't update, the basic generic pictures that are in there. So definitely make sure to update the banner, make sure to update your profile picture. And little tip for the banner, you can go into Canva, which is a graphic design program, and you can search whenever you're creating an image. You can actually type in LinkedIn cover, and you'll be able to pull up some examples. You can swap out the pictures, you can do whatever, but definitely recommend updating that. One thing that I like, whenever we talk about the banners and the covers behind the profile picture, I like if you can get a picture, if you have a picture of you in action, kind of doing what you do. It could be a picture of you maybe, meeting with a fake client. Like, of course, we don't want to put our real people, maybe just you sitting across the table, doing the work. Maybe if you're a speaker or a counselor or someone who, obviously, works with others. I love it when people have pictures of them doing what it is that you do. Now, if you can't do that or you don't have that, absolutely go on Canva, check it out. They've got really cool templates that you can pull up and you can update your background that way. Now, the second tip on updating and optimizing your LinkedIn profile would be to make sure that your headline is updated. Okay, so this is the headline. These are the little words, that are going to be underneath your name. They're SEO optimized, meaning if someone searches in the search bar or types in a word, you have the potential of being found based on their search. So, what is it that you want to be found for? Okay, so if you are a business coach, make sure that you have business coach, right? The whole thing in there in your headline. If you're a podcast host and you want to connect with other people that way, write podcast hosts, but you want to make sure that you update that headline for any of those searchable terms that you want to be found for. You're a personal branding expert, great, put it in there. If you're an author, great, put it in there. Whatever you want to be found for, make sure that you update that headline because it is SEO optimized. The other thing too to note there, something that is a really good little marketing tactic is when you are hyper focused on a certain niche, make sure to put that specific focus. Like, for example, if you're a financial advisor and you specifically work with Army veterans, you can put financial advisor specializing in, working with Army veterans. Or you can put, let's say you're a health insurance broker and you specifically work with, construction or, manufacturing or something like that. Put it in your headline. Okay. Again, it sets you apart from the others, and helps you be a little bit more strategic in that way. Now, the third tip is going to be the summary. Okay, so your summary in your profile is such a wonderful little area for you to share a little bit more about you, your expertise, your credibility, kind of what got you to here, doing what it is that you do. So make sure to set aside some time. Do not write it in third person, right? Write it as you. Hey, my name is Nancy. Here's a little bit about me, my backgrounds. It just gives you a really nice opportunity to share a really nice brief overview of who you are, what you do, who you help. Again, we don't want to write a book. We want to make sure to keep it nice and short and concise. But think about it, when someone actually lands on your profile and they're trying to learn a little bit more about you, this section is so wonderful, and you can take the time to do it. The fourth tip that I have for you guys is to make sure that you have a plan, and that you have a process of creating engaging content. Okay. And we're not just talking about posting sporadically or every once in a while. We want to be consistent with it. So we should be posting content regularly on LinkedIn. In fact, the LinkedIn platform actually thanks us and recognizes us for using the platform and doing things such as posting content, engaging with others, connecting with the right people, and so much more. So make sure that you take the time to create engaging content. It could be sharing another article by someone and sharing your thoughts. It could be posting something inspirational. It could be something educational. In fact, certain types of content right now that are doing really well. This was actually shared by Andy Crestadina, who is a content expert who was recently on the Social Media Examiner, said that, sharing your thoughts on something that's a hot topic industry related is really great. So for example, let's say in the world of health insurance, there's a really big hot topic on a certain policy, or, maybe something that is really important for small business owners to know. Well, you can actually just share your thoughts on it. Hey, here's what I think about this. And you're not doing it just to start an argument, right? We don't want to do those kinds of thoughts. We want to actually just share our input and hopefully start conversation, right? LinkedIn, it's, as a platform, wants people to engage, interact. They want to find things, want people to find things useful. So make sure that you do post content, obviously, that's relevant to your peeps. The other little bonus tip I'll give you, because I already gave you 4 tips, would be to make sure to collect testimonials, in the form of recommendations, right? It's the easiest way that we can start to kind of build that credibility and make sure that we, capture testimonials in a super easy, laid back way, right? A lot of people, work with clients or they work with people and they feel kind of weird maybe sending an email and just saying, hey, can you give me a testimonial? Well, it's super easy to connect with a client or someone that you've worked with on LinkedIn and to actually hit that button. Hey, I would love it if you shared, a recommendation with me and send it out that way. I'd love to share one with you or about you, because again, you can actually do recommendations both ways. Whether it's someone who hired you and you worked with them, you can provide feedback on how they were as a client. Maybe it was someone you worked with and you just really want them to share the amazingness, that you had together working on a project or something. So again, definitely utilize that recommendation section. The other tip I'll give you is, if you want to kind of dig into these things a little bit deeper, Scott has a really, really awesome download on his website. So if you visit Aaron.net, and that's spelled SCOTT dot, or I'm sorry, SCOTTAARON.net. Okay. And you can go, there's a free download to optimize your profile. check it out, but even more so, please make sure that you register, okay, for the upcoming workshop. It is going to be absolutely amazing. I'm not going to be teaching at this one, but what I will tell you is Scott is so thoughtful and so caring and just wants to give so much value. And honestly, this is one of the best workshops that he teaches. And like I said before, people walk away getting so much value. So I know this one's going to be amazing. So definitely check that out. Again, you can check it out at thetimetogrow.com/workshops, or you can also visit Scott's website at scottaaron.net. Have a great week, and I'll see you.